the Express report that a quarter of Brits would be better off staying at home on benefits than going to work. Let's get reaction now from Ryan Sabey, the deputy political editor of The Sun newspaper. And Ryan, the vast majority of your readers at The Sun get up in the morning, they put a shift in, same as my viewers and listeners here on Talk Breakfast. The message from the authorities is don't bother.
Well, yeah, Mark, good morning, Mark. This is a big problem that all politicians have had over the last few years, is trying to get that welfare bill down. And it doesn't really help Alarm Clock Britain. Nigel Farage was the one who coined that phrase not that long ago. And I think one of the issues is, particularly for Sir Keir Starmer, he just needs to be bold and brave and get these welfare reductions through. However, every time he tries to do something, every time the Chancellor tries to put pressure on him to do something, he looks around and he sees probably 100 Labour backbench MPs who are going to stand in the way. And the trouble is, if you can't reduce that welfare bill, you've got absolutely no chance of bringing taxes down. You've got no chance of maybe shifting some of that money onto defence spending. And life just becomes more and more difficult. Public services deteriorate. All these things happen because you're not trying to tackle one of the biggest problems. And there is an issue with people not going to work, but I think there's also an issue with some people who may be claiming benefits, can do some work. How can you ease those people back into the workplace? And this is the issue that Pat McFadden, the welfare secretary, is looking at. And just one thing on this, Mark, Alan Milburn is looking at youth inactivity. We've got nearly a million young people who are not in education, employment or training. And this is a big issue, not only for now, but in the years, generation to come.
Yes, this just doesn't end well, does it? We're on the road to bankruptcy, Ryan, and I know that you and myself and, our various audiences, your readers at The Sun, my viewers and listeners, no one's got a problem with paying taxes and to have a welfare state. It's the most miraculous invention. It's an example of a civilized society. No one's got a problem, Ryan, with a blind person, somebody with hearing issues, somebody in a wheelchair, someone that's having multiple epileptic fits every day, whatever their condition, MS, we pay our taxes to take care of those people. The issue you got now, Ryan, is the rather concerning exploitation of the mental health side of it. Now, I've got plenty of viewers and listeners who are struggling, including my last caller with PTSD from having served in the military. That is serious, bipolar disorder. But what about this message, Ryan, from a listener to the show? Good morning, Mark. Adults are now getting themselves diagnosed with ADHD as they know what benefits they can get. They've done their research on the condition and know exactly what they need to say in front of the professionals. There should be data to show the increase of this diagnosis in adults, and this does need to be addressed, as there are many people who are disabled and they get failed by the system. That's the point, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's very, very difficult. And again, something that the last Conservative government tried to do, I think this government are trying to look at, is trying to bring back those face-to-face interviews, in job centres or the like, so people can actually come to you and actually explain where their issues lie. Because at the moment, what you have, you do it on a screen. You can find scripts, on social media, on the internet, and you just talk through your conditions. You know exactly what to say to the assessor. It's a tick box exercise, and you end up getting signed up. And I think the other issue is fit notes, the sort of old style sick notes, and the pressure on GPs. They haven't got time to assess people. They're probably not qualified in some ways to sort of go through the whole assessment. They're medical people. I think that perhaps that kind of thing needs to be reassessed, and they need to go elsewhere so the doctors can concentrate on treating those people who need help. And so I think that the GPs need to work sort of hand in glove with people from outside to actually get a handle on things.
Most definitely. The Sun newspaper is #1 for political scoops. Thanks in no small part to the deputy political editor, Ryan Sabey. Ryan, thank you so much for your input on that one.